When a future king and queen step onto the very soil their ancestors once lost and end up stealing America's heart instead, you won't believe how history quietly repeats itself. What happens when grace meets power and the world's gaze becomes both a crown and a cage? That question lingers behind every photograph of Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Beneath the silk gloves and dazzling smiles lies a story, a delicate dance between duty, image, and the weight of centuries breathing down their necks. Whispers now stir the royal air. William and Kate may soon cross the Atlantic again. It's more than travel talk. It's history circling back. The United States is preparing to celebrate its 250th anniversary, a poetic symmetry. 2.5 centuries ago, America broke away from the very crown William and Kate now carry. And in 2026, that same crown might return to honor that independence. Some call it symbolic. When Queen Elizabeth visited in 1976 for the bicentennial, she faced the descendants of the revolutionaries who defied her ancestors and spoke of gratitude. Gratitude for the lesson Britain learned from losing her colonies. If William and Kate stand on American soil again, that same quiet tension will hum between them and the crowd. Monarchy meeting democracy. Former rulers turned guests, history softening into elegance. But this isn't just about anniversaries. This trip would reunite the royals with another kind of royalty, the political kind. Years ago, when Donald and Melania Trump visited Britain, it was a spectacle of ceremony and scrutiny. And in the middle of it all, Catherine shone like glass in sunlight, calm, gracious, impossible to ignore. Trump reportedly called her radiant, and he wasn't wrong. She moved through that banquet like someone who understood power doesn't always speak. Sometimes it's simply smiles. Royal biographer Ingrid Seward captured it perfectly. She is not the royal family's secret weapon, she said. She is the weapon, and that's the truth. Every nod, every laugh, every decision to wear blue instead of gold. It's all strategy wrapped in elegance. Catherine doesn't act from impulse. She plays the long game. She's learned that in today's world, royalty survives not through command, but through connection. That understanding will matter when she and William, perhaps, set foot in America again. A nation that once rejected monarchy, but never quite stopped watching it. When they last visited in 2022 for the Earthshot Prize in Boston, something subtle shifted. They weren't there as distant figures representing old power. They came across like ambassadors of renewal. William spoke of a hopeful planet. Catherine embodied quiet poise. Every moment felt rehearsed, yet every smile looked real. Then came William's solo trip to New York in 2023. A future king jogging through Central Park before sunrise, blending into anonymity. For that brief run, duty gave way to humanity. A prince without formality, chasing silence through the city that never sleeps. It made even skeptics pause, because in that contrast lies the very fascination the modern royal family still holds. The split between image and impulse, between spectacle and sincerity. If their rumored 2026 return happens, it will be rich in irony. America will celebrate freedom from the crown and welcome that crown back with cheers. King Charles and Queen Camilla may go themselves, but many quietly hope William and Kate will represent the monarchy instead. It would feel like more than diplomacy. It would feel like destiny. And hovering in the background, the ghost of another royal story, Harry and Meghan's. While William carries the torch of continuity, Harry carved his own path in California, trading duty for independence. Two brothers from the same palace, each rewriting the idea of monarchy in his own way. The contrast almost writes itself. One couple embodying the crown, the other defying it. Yet neither entirely escapes its pull. Every royal visit is a performance. Every glance is theater. Catherine knows it instinctively. When Melania Trump joined her on a quiet outing without the president, visiting young scouts, laughing among children, it offered a glimpse of Kate's gift. She doesn't overpower rooms. She softens them. Her strength hides behind gentleness, turning tension into warmth. That morning spoke volumes about her approach to power. Empathy as diplomacy, sincerity as control. Observers noticed. Even Melania, reserved by nature, seemed lighter beside her. And for those watching, the message was clear. The British Crown's influence now runs through soft hands, not iron fists. Kate doesn't command. She captivates. That's why this potential journey matters. A royal trip isn't logistics. It's literature, a story written in real time. William and Kate understand that every step they take must say something grander. Each foreign visit now doubles as proof that monarchy can still evolve. Nobility pretending to be ordinary. Luxury learning to look humble. A golden cage making space for a pulse. If they come to America as expected, their arrival will mean something deeper than ceremony. The United States represents freedom, rebellion, identity. For Britain's future king to salute that, to smile at it, is almost poetic closure. A once defiant offspring meeting the parents it outgrew, not in bitterness, but in respect. History, rewritten as harmony. There's another layer still, the World Cup. William, ever the devoted football fan, might have reason to attend. The idea of him in a stadium full of American fans, cheering with unfiltered joy, strips away all distance between crown and crowd. It's a glimpse at how the monarchy endures not through hierarchy, but through moments of shared humanity. People might forget the speeches, but they never forget seeing a prince who laughs like one of them. For the royals, that trip would knit generations together. For the Trumps, it would stage a reunion of influence. But for Catherine, it could mean spotlight and test combined. A chance to define what kind of queen she will be. Because make no mistake, she is already shaping her reign. Her charisma lifts rooms. Her balance steadies an institution still finding relevance in modern times. Every step she takes seems both graceful and deliberate, designed to make royalty feel less like theater and more like legacy. Some insiders whisper that the palace sees her as the keystone of the future monarchy, the bridge between centuries. She has mastered the impossible act of being both untouchable and approachable, regal yet relatable. That balance gives the public someone to root for in a narrative that could so easily have grown stale. And when the spotlight turns harsh, she rarely flinches. She holds her gaze, carries her silence, and somehow emerges stronger. But fascination is fragile. In an age addicted to authenticity, only truth can keep the illusion alive. And that's what makes Catherine so formidable. She doesn't chase admiration. She lets it find her. There's precision in her modesty, warmth in her restraint. The paradox is her power. She feels genuine in a world built on performance. One day soon, when she returns to America, she may carry a new title, Queen, not Princess. The crowds won't just see elegance. They'll see endurance. She may stand on a stage in Philadelphia or New York or LA, and the audience will sense something that transcends glamour. The rare assurance that some traditions still adapt without collapsing. Perhaps she'll speak softly, as her grandmother-in-law once did, about unity, progress, and gratitude. And perhaps her words will echo not as royal rhetoric, but as proof that grace can still hold meaning in a restless world. And that's the heart of this unfolding story. Royalty doesn't survive by resisting change. It survives by disguising it as tradition. William and Catherine embody that brilliance. They stand where history and humanity blur, duty softened by affection, pomp reframed as purpose. Their legacy will not be written only by crowns or titles, but by the moments that remind people that power, when tempered by humility, still captivates so when their plane touches down. The spectacle won't only symbolize celebration. It will seal a strange, beautiful cycle. The heirs of the crown returning, not to rule the land their ancestors lost, but to win its heart once more. Because above all the headlines and ceremonies, one truth stays steady. The crown may glitter in gold, but what keeps the world watching are the hearts beating quietly beneath it.